Hello, everyone. This is Samantha-Jayne Love from Infinite Love Connection, and thank you very much for joining me here today. I'm going to be talking about, I'm just going to turn this phone on silent, technology, blessed. I'm going to be talking about sexual sovereignty. What is that? So a lot of people are using the word sovereignty and all sorts of things at the moment. So what it is reclaiming the parts of yourself and being true to who you are. So in life, everyone, when it comes to sex or sexuality, everyone has an opinion about it. And through life, we're not allowed to be sensual, we're not allowed to feel good, and we shut down all of our pleasure zones. And what I'm meaning by that is that sometimes, especially as a young girl, you can be told not to be so out there or vibrant, or you have to dress a certain way, you have to look a certain way, otherwise someone will perceive you as being an object for their desire. Now, that said person should be in control of their desires, but unfortunately in society there are some people that don't know how to control said desires, and then we have lots of things that happen, and we end up with people being abused or feeling abused or actually being abused. We can also be our own abuser. So when it comes to our sexuality, that's about how we feel and how present we are in our body. So if we are not present in our body, it's hard for us to enjoy the pleasure that we're feeling when we are becoming intimate with a person. Now, when I'm talking about sensuality and sexuality, we don't necessarily have to be intimate with another person. It could just be intimate with yourself, intimate with knowing yourself completely, intimate with really learning who, I'm just going to say, who is Samantha-Jayne? Who is that person who is there in this now moment in this body? There's a lot of conditions that get put on us, as I was saying, about how you dress, what you look like, even what sort of lipstick you put on. If you're wearing boots, everyone says that come me boots. I like boots. Doesn't mean that I want you to come over here and get into my pants. Sometimes you just want to wear boots, and that is okay. So throughout our lives, and even if you're into it, throughout other past lives, we can have people that, or we could have been that person that has been over stimulating of someone, or potentially even just saying, you can't wear that, who do you think you are? The way that things happen. Never work with kids or animals. My goodness gracious. So it's about reclaiming all of the parts of ourselves back. So we do lose them throughout our years. So I know that I got told that I had to be less than. Don't be so sexy. You're too sexy. You're showing too much leg, not showing enough leg. You're showing too much boob. You're not showing enough boob. And all of these things imprint into our bodies. So, and they go on to then create distortion in how we feel about our own body, because we're not sure about how we want to show up in the world. Sorry, everyone. So, how do we reclaim our sexual sovereignty? It's pretty easy. It's a process. I'm saying easy. It can be a little bit clunky or all sorts of things. And so what we do is we go through a process to be able to reclaim those parts of us back. And we change the belief systems that we have about ourselves, and we let go of the baggage that hasn't necessarily been the way that we believe about things. So, some people believe that missionary is the only position that you should ever have sex in. Some people believe or are told that if you masturbate, whether male or female, you are dirty and you are a terrible person for doing that. I have learnt through my studies it is self-pleasure, and it is of pleasure. It is nothing dirty. It is nothing to be ashamed of. It is just something that we can do. Human beings are sexual beings, and we are born to have fun and to be in pleasure and to feel joy. And that people shut us down from feeling that joy is a little bit sad. Though we can change it, we can reclaim our parts back. There is so much to go on about. I just wanted to have little chunks, and I was just having a little bit of a chunk. I actually worked with a beautiful client. I worked with a man. Normally I don't work with men. So I worked with a beautiful man today. And generally when a man gets an erection, most of his blood flow is going towards his penis. And today, while I was working with him, it turned out that he was very disconnected to his sexuality. So for a man to be disconnected with his sexuality, it's a big thing. And there was a lot of things that, got imprinted in him. Religious backgrounds. Some people say sex is dirty, sex is no good, sex is only to be done to procreate and to have more people created on the world. So so it's really quite fascinating. And now I could see his energy change in regards to him and how he shows up and how he was feeling joy in his life. So it's going to be really quite a beautiful passage to watch him as, he's really integrating into his 3D body all of those beautiful new ways of being, because he did not feel worthy. He did not have any connection to his lower sort of part of his body, and he was very shut off. These are all things that normally come up for women because, there's birth trauma and there's abuse and things like that. But he was so conditioned verbally that it was dirty, it was wrong, and it was no good, that he's so disconnected from that. So it is such a pleasure and an honor to be able to help support people to be able to come back into the joy of how you feel things in your body, how you want to experience things. And you don't know unless you experience them and you be curious about what you like, not being forced into things. That is another whole kettle of fish. It's about experiencing those things and just knowing that just because you are curious about something doesn't mean that you necessarily like it. Going through some of these processes, we find that it was something from another life or a past life, and it's the lesson that is learned from what is popping up in your head that we're bringing forward into the next part of our lives. We will talk about as well, when we're talking about sexual sovereignty, about normalizing different things, because some people, if they've been told that something is dirty by one person, they believe that and they move forward in life with those things. And there's a lot of normalizing about sexuality, sexual thoughts, just wants and needs, and how to do and go about finding those wants and needs and holding strong values in them, holding boundaries and knowing and feeling in where your yes is and where your no is. And if you have a no, knowing that it is safe to say no and sticking with the no. So that's my little snippet for today. I'm going to be having more and more of these snippets as the weeks progress, as I am stepping into this new part of my life. Samantha-Jayne Love from Infinite Love Connection. I don't even know why I keep doing this. I think it's because I'm giving myself a 10. Anyway, big love to you all. If you want to know more about sexual sovereignty and how to potentially going through the process and claiming back your own sexual sovereignty, please find me on Infinite Love Connection. And I would love to be able to honor you and journey with you along this road. Bye.